Okay, let's be real. We use it every single day. We get so frustrated when it's slow, right? And we practically scream its name when the connection drops at the worst possible moment. Yep, I'm talking about Wi Fi. It just feels like this invisible magical force that fills our homes with everything from super important work emails to, endless cat videos. So let's dive in and actually figure out what this invisible force is all about. But have you ever, really stopped to think about how it all works? I mean, how does data just fly through the air and poof, appear on your screen? Well, spoiler alert, it's not magic. It's science. And today we're going to pull back the curtain on that little blinking box in your living room. All right, first things first. And this is probably the most important thing to get straight right off the bat. Wi-Fi is not the internet. Seriously, I'm going to say that again. Wi-Fi is not the internet. They are two totally separate things, and once you get that, everything else just clicks into place. Okay, think of it like this. The internet, that's the actual physical stuff. It's this massive global highway system made of huge fiber optic cables, regular cables, you name it. And that wire coming into your house, that's basically the off-ramp. It's the exit that brings that whole information superhighway right to your front door. It's a real, physical, wired connection. So the whole journey is actually pretty simple when you lay it out. Step 1, the wired internet arrives at your house through that cable. Step 2, you plug that cable directly into your router. And step 3, the router does its thing, its magic, and turns that wired signal into the wireless Wi-Fi signal that all your devices can actually connect to. So let's talk about that little blinking box for a second. Your router. It's really the unsung hero of this whole story. It's not just some box that boosts the signal. No, its secret job is way cooler. It's a brilliant translator, and its one job is to do this incredible conversion from a wired connection to a wireless one. And here's exactly how it pulls that off. The router takes the electrical signals, all that data coming from the internet cable, and it converts them into invisible radio waves. That's it. It's basically a tiny personal radio station in your house, just broadcasting the internet instead of music. Now, don't let the term radio waves freak you out. It's way simpler than it sounds. They're just a type of invisible electromagnetic energy. In fact, they're the exact same kind of wave your car radio uses to pick up music. The only difference? Instead of carrying your favorite songs, these waves are carrying data. You know, your emails, your videos, all that good stuff. But here's where it gets even more interesting. You see, unlike your car radio, which just listens, Wi-Fi isn't a one-way street. It's an active, back-and-forth exchange. It's a super fast, two-way conversation happening between all your devices and your router. So how do your devices even get in on this conversation? Well, your phone, your laptop, your smart TV, they all have these tiny little antennas built right inside. You can't see them, but they're there. And these antennas are constantly listening, just scanning the air for those specific radio waves your router is broadcasting. And as soon as your device's antenna hears those radio waves, it gets to work. It immediately starts decoding them, translating that energy back into the only language a computer understands, all those zeros and ones. And those zeros and ones, that's what makes up every single video, email, and website you look at. And remember, it's a two-way conversation. When you upload a photo or send a message, your device does the exact same thing, but in reverse. It encodes your data into radio waves and sends it back to the router. It's this constant back and forth happening billions of times a second. I mean, that is just a mind-boggling amount of data flying back and forth almost instantly. Okay, so if this system is so brilliant, why does my Wi-Fi sometimes just stop working? That's the big question, right? Well, now that we know Wi-Fi is just a radio conversation, we can finally understand what gets in the way. It's time to meet the enemies of good Wi-Fi. All right, to get why the signal gets messed up, you gotta know about the two main lanes, or channels, your router can use, 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. Think of it as a simple choice. 2.4 travels a lot further and is way better at punching through walls, but it's also slower and can get really crowded. Then you've got 5 gigahertz, which is way faster and has less traffic, but it doesn't have nearly the same range. So basically, anything that can block or mess with radio waves is gonna hurt your Wi-Fi. We're talking thick concrete walls, they're a huge one. Just being too far away from the router, that's another obvious one. And get this, other electronics can mess with it too, especially your microwave oven. Yep, it operates on a really similar frequency, so it can literally interrupt that conversation your devices are trying to have. Okay, so let's wrap this all up. The real takeaway here is that you now have a Wi-Fi superpower. You actually understand it. You know that what seems like total magic is really just a beautiful, practical application of physics. So, the next time your video starts to buffer or your connection just drops, you'll know what's really going on. It's not the internet failing you. Nope. It's just that the radio conversation between your router and your device is getting blocked or drowned out by all the physical and electronic noise in your home. It's pretty amazing when you stop and think about it, isn't it? All those videos, all those messages, they're just invisible radio waves flying through the air, being translated in real time. So, I gotta ask you, what is your biggest Wi-Fi pet peeve? Is it that dreaded buffering wheel or that one dead spot in the back of your house where nothing ever works? Drop a comment below and let me know.